So the other day, I was watching a video that ZaranyZerk of Multimedia Chronicles, Sean McLean, had done back on September 27th, 2023. And it was one of his Z-Rants, if you will, Z-Rants. And he basically went off on what N-Circle, a division of Mill Creek, I should say, which is still hard to believe, they're under the same roof, if you will, had done to the Sonic SatAM complete series set that they released. Now, before this, of course, they were releasing individual volumes with multitude of episodes to kind of, get the whole series out there in separate volumes, make, more money off that for those that weren't able to get the original complete series set by Shout Factory. And initially, individually wise, that's a good idea because you had good quality with that. But then, of course, as the 30th anniversary back in 2023 got closer and closer and closer, a lot of fans were wondering, would they release something to tie in with that? And I'm basically thinking, and this is just my opinion, I'm thinking that they were hearing people asking them constantly, are we going to get something for the 30th anniversary? That whoever was in charge just said, let's shut these people up, put out the whole series. I don't care. We don't care if it's 2 discs or 1 disc or whatever. Let's put it out there, shut these people up. And that's what they did. But in my opinion, you don't do that. You don't just release something, haphazardly and very lazily, as ZaranyZerk put it, just to shut the fans up. Because that's basically what it was. If they truly cared about the fans and making money from those fans that would purchase it and everything, they would have basically taken a page out of Shout Factory's playbook and done a decent, more, I guess you could say, elite job on the release, whether they involved the fans or they didn't. So you don't just go out and put it out there because you want to shut fans up, because fans are wondering and asking you constantly, or on occasions, I should say, are we going to get a release of that series on DVD completely, or even on Blu-ray? And then speaking of Blu-ray, one of the things that Sean touched upon was with this Chris guy who was in charge of marketing and all that, had said to Richard K., also known as Riley Fasali on social media, and he's also the graphics designer for ThirstyBottle.net or ThirstyBottle.com. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Richard had basically asked them, hey, are we going to get this on Blu-ray? Are we going to get a better, release and everything? And at first, even before that, he's asked, are we going to get anything more, Sonic related, like Sonic SatAM? And Chris basically, responded at first like anything outside of Underground and Adventures was not planned. And then he came back, and then it came out later on that, oh yeah, there is SatAM coming. And then when asked about the idea of getting, maybe a Blu-ray version of it, or maybe better quality or whatever, or something like that, Chris's response to, when it came to the SD on BD option, was nobody wants to spend that kind of money to put, a 30-plus-year-old cartoon or series, live action or animated, on Blu-ray. It just don't make sense. We don't want to insult our customers and all that. Nobody wants to do that. It doesn't make sense. All because you could just say, I have it on Blu-ray too, outside of DVD. Well, here's the thing though, and Sean brought this up correctly. Discotech already did it with this. And you know how many discs individually as a DVD through Shout Factory and even N-Circle this takes up? Takes up about 4 discs, 3 to 4 discs. Yeah. So you're looking at 8, and you're looking at, maybe another 4 or 3. You're looking at 11 discs in total, 11 to 12 discs in total for Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. A 65 episode series, that was on syndication. And guess what? They crammed it in basically to 2 discs. That's what they did. They crammed it into 2 discs. And on top of that, they added bonus features as well, like commentary, the Christmas Blast episode or special that came out in '96, which has a cameo at the beginning and end by Princess Sally, one of the more popular characters in the Sonic franchise. So basically for him to come out and say, oh, no one wants to do this, and then visually people like Sean and myself and others have to tweet and Facebook and Blue Sky and all that. So, you know, basically show him that, oh yeah, did you not forget what Discotheque is doing? Just to, you know, basically, you know, show him visually that it can be done. You know, for him to say that, you know, nobody wants to do that, obviously he's a very old school minded person. And that's true. And that's not wrong. Nothing wrong with that, I should say. But sometimes even the most old school minded of people get, I guess you could say, modernized, you know, by having people, you know, around them, give them an idea, or at least update them on what is the most popular trend and genre and direction to go in when it comes to any kind of media or franchise. So basically, for him to say what he did was like a slap in the face, not just to the fans, but a slap in the face to Discotheque, because I'm sure he's aware, or was aware, that Discotheque and other companies were doing that. But let me show him the benefits of that, though. Okay? So again, this is a 65, I should say, 66, if you count the Christmas special, 66 episodes on 2 discs. 66 episodes on DVD is comprised about 12 discs, if not 15 discs at most. Or 14 discs at most. 12 to 14 discs at most, depending on the length of the series. Let me show you this here. This is Sonic X, the final season. Guess what? This is the final, if I look at this correctly, this is the final 12 episodes, the final 12 episodes or the final 13 episodes, I should say, of the series, right? And this is a 78 episode series. This is the final 13 episodes on 2 discs. Basically, you got like 6 discs on one and 7 on another. And if that's not further enough, here's my recorded DVD. These are all the DVDs I recorded. Look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 DVDs of recorded goodness of Sonic X right here, right? Guess what Discotheque did? Not once, but twice. Here is the English version. This is the English version. Same show that I just showed you, released on DVD with, the final 13 episodes of the final season released, as well as the 6 discs I recorded. Look at this. That's all 6 of my recorded discs. That's all 6 recorded discs of mine, and all the episodes that are on there, all comprised onto 2 discs. Yeah, those 6 discs that I showed you that I used to record the entire series, Discotheque put them on 2 Blu-Rays, and along with some special features too. But they didn't just do it once either. Okay? They didn't just do it once with the English version. They did it twice. Right, they did twice as well with the Japanese version. And again, same thing. 2 discs. So, for anybody to come out and say that it would be a waste to do that, as the old saying goes, it's time to, get with the times. It's time for people that work for you to get in your ear that you trust, or you can trust back as well, to tell you it's time to move on and see where the money's at. I mean, here's Sonic Boom. This is the complete, look at this, N-Circle. You did this for Sonic Boom, right? You did this for Sonic Boom. This is a steelbook release sent to me by Frank Hill, right? This is a steelbook release. This is basically 4 discs on Sonic Boom, okay? You had to use 2 discs each on DVD. You know better. And this is a more high-def, modernized, formatted series, okay? But you ended up using only 4 here for this, and you used 2 for the DVD releases. What sense does that make? What's the communication? There is none. There is none. So obviously, this Chris guy is not understanding that they've already done something like this with Sonic Boom. They're doing it with Sonic Prime as we speak as well. And he has an issue with putting this on Blu-ray? This here is a 26 episode series with special features. Guess what? They carefully, ladies and gentlemen, put this on they basically put this, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. 2 discs each for both seasons. 4 disc set. You know what a 4 disc set is for, for a Blu-ray? 1 disc. That's right. 1 freaking disc. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, and it would save a lot of money. I don't get it. I don't get it. 1 disc is all you need for this, and the special features that you want to port over that you can probably get from Shout Factory. So, I don't get it, okay? I don't understand, why people like Chris Johnson or anybody else, even a year and a half after, ZaranyZerk put that rant out, why even now, people still, in his position, still don't think doing the SD on BD thing is good. It's working for Discotech. And Discotech, if you're watching, I hope you find a way to negotiate a way to get the license away from Mill Creek and away from N-Circle, and you show them how it's done. Because there are shows that they've done that have gone and only been utilizing 1 Blu-ray disc for a complete 26 episode season or series. But yeah, I don't know why people still think it's not worth the time, because it is. But give me your thoughts overall, guys, on what I had to say here. Let me know down below.